before we get started, I just want to do a general check-in. How is everyone doing? I guess Alec, you're gonna ski tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go skiing tomorrow. I'm gonna see my brother. We've been separated for a little bit because of COVID, so it's going to be exciting to see him again.
Okay, you're gonna ski in Vermont?
No, Utah.
Oh, I see. That's great. That's great. Yeah. How are you guys doing, Joe, Nico?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, likewise. Cannot complain.
Cannot complain. Good comment.
Great. So let's get started. Before we actually got into the updates and roadmap and all that, I just want to let everyone know that feel free to join the stage anytime if you want to say something in audio. It's always good for us to communicate with our community members or supporters over voice, over something that is more personal. So don't be shy. If you would like to join the stage, feel free anytime. You're welcome. More than just welcome. So my name is Frida. In case this is the first time you join our AMA, I'm the co-founder partner at Sperax. And if you're new to our project, I would like to give you a brief overview. We focus on building DeFi products with access across L1 and L2 blockchains. And with our token SPA at our core, we built the first auto yield stablecoin USDs. So we're launched in 2020, and we're headquartered in New York City, where Nico, Joe, and Alec are all based in. And after envisioning a layer 1 blockchain, we transitioned to build the first auto yield stablecoin, Sperax USD, the ticker of which is called USDs. And we released the stablecoin USDs in December 2021. A layer 2 Arbitrum is the first of its kind, and it's backed by collateral and algorithmically by the protocol's ability to mint $1 worth of SPA when redeeming $1 worth of USDs. So the USDS combines the scalability benefits of algorithmic stablecoin with the stability benefits of collateralized stablecoins. When I said auto yields bearing stablecoin, it literally means that the holders can benefit from native auto yield. They automatically earn yield benefits without having to stake or claim, because the yield is generated organically from the collateral deployed on external DeFi protocols like Curve Finance. The roadmap of ours is to construct a full stack DeFi ecosystem based on USDS. And as the USDS ecosystem expands through organic and partnership growth, we plan to vitalize the L1 conceived during our incipient stage. And we're backed by Polychain Capital, Jump Trading, Alameda Research, Amber Group, and DJ Sivaoki, and more. And that's about me. That's about Sperax. And let me introduce Joe. Joe is our partner, co-founder, our tech coordinator. Nico is our stablecoin designer, our econ researcher, and Alec is my partner of business development. Thank you for joining me today, guys.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Frida.
Sure.
Thanks.
I guess the first question would be, before we get into the community question, we're just going to do a general update. Any numbers we'd like to share since we launched the USDS since last year? Anything to flex?
Well, yeah, I could talk about maybe like just some key like minting and burning stats. So like, as everyone knows, as USDS grows, there's a really cool mechanism built into the protocol that actually incorporates, SPA burning as USDS expands in circulation. So as we've minted our first 16 million, I think it's a little over now, maybe close to 17 million USDS, it's actually caused a net burn of over 6.5 million SPA, which if you look, at our circulating supply, that's almost 1% of our total circulating supply has already been deleted forever. So that's kind of a cool attribute to kind of point out. And a lot of this minting is going toward our yield farms. So the Uniswap farms are going well, but since our last AMA, we actually launched a new farm on Saddle Finance. So that is over 20 million deposits, 20 million US dollars worth of deposits, half being USDS and half being other stablecoins. But the cool benefit is that every single user who is deposited into that farm is earning over 30% APR on their stablecoin deposits. So it's something I'm really proud of, and it's a great proof of concept for many farms to come and future products in the Sperax ecosystem. So 6.5 million net SPA burn. We're at 17 million USDS. and 10 million of that sitting in a juicy saddle stablecoin farm.
Great. How about ranking wise? Like, give us a little context regarding how we'll perform in the Arbitrum ecosystem.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we're actually the 4th and 5th top rated not stable coins, top rated assets on Uniswap Arbitrum. So if you click over your network, you flip from Ethereum layer 1 over to Arbitrum on Uniswap, and you click top tokens. Number 4 and number 5 are both Sperax tokens, which we're super stoked on. So number 4 is USDs and number 5 is SPA, and that's by TVL.
It sounds very exciting. Really proud of my team. So as I mentioned earlier, that we would like to obviously create more demand for USDS to create more growth of this ecosystem, and through organic output and also partnership growth. So talking about partnership, Alec, is there any exciting news that we can probably share with the community in a sneak peek? Not necessarily to drop a name, but anything like in a conceptualized level that we can share with our members.
Yeah. So just how we're thinking of it conceptually, first we're just prioritizing liquidity. So that looks like exchange listings and DEX yield farms in the Arbitrum ecosystem. But we're already in really, intimate talks with a couple other major partners that you'd recognize in Arbitrum to launch some perpetual protocols, perpetual products for Sperax assets, and also incorporating USDS as collateral. So you can actually have perpetual products, your favorite leverage Bitcoin, your favorite leverage Ether, but it'll actually settle in the background in USDS. So it's a great way to drive additional demand for the product. And it doesn't actually require the end user to be, exposed to stablecoins. They can still be exposed to Bitcoin, but it drives usage of USDS in the smart contracts.
Got it. That sounds really exciting. And any plan on listing on central exchanges?
We're still definitely in the talks with major exchanges, both US and abroad, but nothing concrete yet that we're ready to share. But in the coming weeks, we should have something really concrete for everyone, which we're really excited about.
Nice. And we're definitely looking at a global market. So yeah, thank you, Alec. Do you have anything else to share with the community before getting to the Q&A session?
Nothing from my end.
If not, we can go to
I would
Nicolas.
like to add two other key metrics in terms of our recent progress. As Alex said, our liquidity farms have been pretty successful. So demonstration of that is that right now we are probably one of the most liquid stablecoins within Arbitrum. Users can perform up to $2 million swaps with like less than 1% slippage, which is something that shows a lot about the liquidity of USDS. And also, as you know about our model, most of our collateral is getting redeployed on Care. So at the moment, we are actually capturing about 7% of all CRV emissions on Arbitrum, which is something pretty good.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you for the additional information. This is really helpful. Actually, Nico, speaking of some econ design, do we have any abstract level of product designs in mind that we can probably share with the community members, or anything you've been brainstorming so far? Anything anything fun to share?
I guess the most exciting update is when it comes to our governance model and all the changes we will be implementing when it comes to governance, as well as redefining the value accrual mechanism between SPA and USDS. So these are the two topics I'm by far the most excited about.
Yeah, actually, when it comes to governance, something else from the marketing community side that we are going to open one of our first bounty to community very soon. We're going to start with something more lightweight, like community identity name, because we previously thought Speraxian is a little bit too wordy, a little bit too lengthy. We can probably think of something a better option. But yeah, it will be an open discussion. Everything will be outsourced. So I'm really excited about this campaign. Yeah, if that is all, Joe, do you have anything to share with the community regarding engineering update and also other products in design?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear any engineering question the community have. I mean, maybe it's better for a Q&A, but I want to share with maybe some data about our liquidity on layer 2. Now, like say on Uniswap v3, Arbitrum, SPA, and USDs both top 5 liquid tokens. And also on Arbitrum, we are one of the most liquid tokens, say on Saddle pool. I think we are the most liquid pool there. Actually double the liquidity than the second largest one, which is Sperax. So I'm pretty excited what we're gonna go next.
Neat. Thank you, Joe. In that case, let's go straight into the AMA questions. I think the first one is from Coney. Team just got back from ETH Denver. How was it? I guess this question is for Alec and Joe.
Joe, you want to go first?
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, pretty excited. I mean, we should definitely register as a speaker next time. I mean, people are really excited about our project. I talked to, say, when I'm waiting in line, a dev just reach out to me, say, hey, what are you building? And say USDs and explain like 3 or 4 sentences. And what happened is really shocked me. Like he asked me to take a selfie with him because he thinks we're gonna be so successful. This selfie will be valuable in the future. I'm like, okay.
He's gonna sell that selfie as an NFT.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so definitely looking forward to our like booth or speaker or panel next time in Denver.
Okay, yeah. Just for the community's information, that we are definitely going to sponsor not only one event this year, but we're going to host our own happy hour, and also we're going to co-host a few meetups with our partners this year. So it's going to definitely be a growth marketing presence for Sperax in 2022. Very excited about this. Okay, 2K Minerva said, my 2 questions for today is, first, is USDS auto yield currently live, or will there be ways to maximize yield from USDS in the future? Yes. Who would like to take this one?
Yeah, for sure. If before we go into the questions, I would really like to give some color about our governance model. It's something I want to talk a bit about before. I think it's the most exciting update we're working on, so I think it's worth for the community to know. And we can go into the details with all the questions after.
Sure.
So as you guys know, at the moment, many of the key decisions when it comes to USDS are being determined by Sperax Foundation. But this will soon change. We will be releasing our governance model where SPA holders will be able to vote on all the eligible collateral as well as the deployment strategies of the collateral. The most exciting feature, though, is when it comes to the benefits that SPA stakers will receive. Rather than just receiving all the new emissions, SPA stakers will also be able to receive all the fees generated by USDS, as well as part of the yield generated by the collateral locked on USDS. So yeah, we expect staking SPA to have a pretty hefty APY that won't be only driven by inflation, but also by organic buybacks from the yield and the fees generated out of USDS. I'm super excited about that. We'll be releasing a detailed post with the key highlights of that update. Just wanted to leak that alpha because personally it's one of the most exciting developments we're about to release.
Sounds good. We'll share more details when it is live. Okay.
I think we're actually going to publish a Medium article talking about the spec tomorrow, just to let everyone know. And then the update should actually go live, I believe, in the beginning of April, just from a timeline perspective. We just actually lost Joe, so TBD on that.
I was just about to ask him, what is the engineering pipeline in implementing the product? But he's back. Joe, did you hear us?
Yeah, I think I just lost my connection. Can you? What's the question again?
Yeah, we're talking about veSPA upgrade. So, on the engineering side, do you have a pipeline regarding the implementation?
About the veSPA?
Yeah, veSPA. Come on, veSPA is cooler.
Yeah, of course. So we finalized the specification, I think 2 days ago, I guess, right? And we actually started drafting the smart contract 2 weeks ago, so it's almost finished. We just want to make sure it's lined up with the finalized version of the specification. So now then we're gonna do testing. So I guess from the timeline we plan out early this week, it will be launched by the end of March. So yeah, then you can copy veSPA, which is great.
Sounds good. How about we give a brief intro about what veSPA is about, what VE is about?
I can try first, and Nico and Alec, you guys can add more to my brief summary, I guess. So VE basically means voting escrow, right? So basically so this is a governance token, mean by intention, I think. And there's a lot of rewards associated with this VE token. First of all the USDS fees, so minting fee, redeem fee, all of this fee, 100% goes to VE spot holders. Second source of income would be we will directly subsidize people who holding a VE spot using SPA token. Lastly, we will actually redirect a proportion of the USDS auto reward to VE spot holders. So basically, if you have VE spot, you are shareholders of our protocol, and you're gonna be rich, right? And also later on, when we launch DAO, Sperax DAO, you can vote to say a new feature in USDS. Also, you can vote to say how we're gonna use the treasury spot token. You can make a proposal for that. I mean, we have, I guess, Alec, you can tell the specific number. I don't remember. Like we have millions of spot token allocated for the community to decide the purpose, right? Yeah. So I'll just stop here. Nico, Alec, you can go next.
I think you gave an excellent overview. The key insight when it comes to the V model is that the longer you stake your SPA for, the more VSPA you're going to get. So loyal users who choose to stake their SPA for a longer period of time will have more of a say on all the key governance decisions, as well as receiving a higher share of USDS yield as well as fees.
Sounds good. Alec, anything to add?
Yeah, just high level. I mean, I really view this upgrade as an alignment of incentives. So right now, there isn't much of a benefit if you're a long-term holder besides, long-term price appreciation. But now, thanks to this upgrade, you can actually lock your stake in the protocol, earn more power in the protocol, and subsequently earn more SPA, earn more USDS revenue, and just really prove that you're a long-term committed player in this ecosystem, and you'll be rewarded accordingly. So I'm very excited because now those that are long-term holders will be compensated accordingly.
Okay, thank you guys. Let's go back to the community questions. So Chukim and Nara asks, is the auto yield currently live? Will there be ways to maximize yields from USDS in the future? Do you think
I can start with that.
Yeah.
At the moment, we only had one yield distribution event. The reason for that was that we were still experimenting a bit with the code to make sure everything works well. And expect rebases to happen on an almost weekly basis going forward. The yield at the moment is mostly funded from the Curve pool. I think the Curve pool offers something in the range of 13% as of now. One design decision of the existing yield distribution mechanism is that the USDS on smart contracts won't be able to receive the rebase as of now. So only USDS holders will be receiving the rebase. But this is subject to change. So we will introduce a process where specific whitelisted smart contracts will be able to receive the yield as well. So liquidity providers on a specific set of pools will be able to also receive the yield. But as of now, USDS holders will be the ones receiving the yield, and this process will happen on a semi-weekly, on a quasi-weekly frequency going forward. I don't say that the weekly frequency is not fully fixed because we want to have a random component in terms of when the USDs is being triggered to avoid like people manipulating the market. But yeah, the rebase is live, and the interest rate that is expected to be received is about 10% as of now.
Got it. Thank you. Second part of the question is, do you think the recent market fluctuations have been, in a way, a good test to show how USDS handles market volatility, or will we need more USDS in circulation to really get a good scope on how well it handles market scares? I think this is an excellent question.
So our stability mechanism has behaved as expected up until now. The market stress was definitely the negative market sentiment was a good stress test for what we have built. It's true that we're still pretty small, so it's a bit easier to contain like a negative shock. But I'm extremely happy with the performance of our protocol in the first month, and I think it definitely indicates that we have built something that is robust.
Got it. Okay. Last part of the question. One cool thing I think is worth mentioning is that when you provide liquidity to a Sperax farm via Arbitrum, it runs on Uniswap in the background. So when you recollect your liquidity, you get a cool on-chain NFT in the process. Struggling a little bit to understand it myself, but would you happen to know what you can do with it?
I actually don't know of too much that one can do with the NFTs from LPs today. I envision some community projects will, create some sort of maybe dashboard so you can kind of like present them. But if anyone has any ideas on that, yeah, hop up here and feel free to share.
Yeah, 2K Minerva, are you in the crowd right now? Would you like to join the stage? Actually, that would be great.
I know. So back when V3 originally launched, I know the first couple LPs, like their NFTs were like really cool and like spun, but like I'm having a hard time remembering where I was kind of like looking at that. Let me do a little research, see if I can dig it up. But someone had worked on making some of the LP NFTs kind of sexy and visualized.
Do you still remember that lady we talked to at NFT NYC who was making NFT one of the collaterals as in the liquidity pools? Do you remember? Alec?
I remember the conversation. I can't remember the project though.
Yeah, I forgot her name. They're quite close with, oh god, what if another Arbitrum project. Yeah, I could not think of it on top of my head though. But okay, welcome to the stage if you like. Next question. Hi, people. I'm
Hey,
from
Frida,
Argentina.
do you care if I jump in real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, can you guys hear me all right? Is it too loud? My phone's being a little weird.
No?
All good.
Okay, great. So I was just wondering, I locked all my SPA on the SPA USDS farm for the 6 months. I didn't know if you guys were working on any kind of solution to maybe pay that out up front, like the rewards, if we agreed to vote escrow or stake for the maximum amount.
Yeah, this is a good question. Yeah, so you already stake your SPA for 150 days, right? And you want to participate in the veSPA. Nico, any
Yes.
suggestion? Yeah, Nico, any suggestion?
I think the tokens that have been given for liquidity, so the SPA you have behind your LP token cannot be recovered to participate in governance right now. But as soon as you have the underlying SPA, or when you claim your rewards, you will be able to send them to the governance-like contract. I don't think there's a way to do both in parallel.
Let me think about, yeah, so you stake your SPA home. Yeah, maybe we should discuss it. That's the good question. Yeah, let me first discuss with the engineering team. Maybe we can come up with some solution. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, great. And then I also had another couple questions. I don't want to hog the stage, so I'll try and be quick. But I was wondering if the team is focusing more on Arbitrum dApp integrations. Obviously, the Arbitrum ecosystem is expanding pretty quickly, or if you're looking more at other layer ones. I know there's the Saddle Finance deal, and I think that's on Solana. But I was just curious how you guys were looking at that.
Of course, actually, one of the I think a top priority topic nowadays is how to do the next step, which is USDS multi-chain version. We not only look at the other layer one, also other layer two. Say, I don't know whether you see the news, but ZK Sync, they just launched the first EVM compatible ZK rollup layer two solution. That's something we are really interested in.
Yeah, I did see. I think it's ZK Sync did that. That's really exciting. You guys are looking at that. And then my last question, and thank you for being so generous with your time. But just with everything going on in the world, obviously, like there's been a big demand for like decentralized, collateral-backed stablecoins. Hence, like UST and their big $1 billion raise for Bitcoin. And I was just wondering if there was any plans to integrate alternative collateral outside of USDC. I know that'll probably be left up to governance, but like Frax, for example, like, they have a lot of their collateral backing is USDC. And I feel like a way that Sperax could kind of differentiate themselves is by being fully decentralized collateral backed. What are your thoughts on that?
That's an excellent question, and actually, it's something I have been thinking deeply even before our launch. I won't lie, I'm not a big fan of USDC and Tether. I do not like centralized stablecoins that much, especially centralized stablecoins that are not censorship resistant. Like smart contract addresses can be blacklisted on those big coins. The only reason we picked them for our launch was because USDC and Tether were the only stablecoin could generate a decent yield within Arbitrum. So our constraints were that we wanted to have liquid collateral that is relatively stable and also can generate yield within Arbitrum. Hence the choice of USDC and Tether at launch. That's definitely not the strategic direction, though, for us. And as the Arbitrum ecosystem grows, and as our protocol also is being tested, we definitely want to start changing the composition of our collateral towards more decentralized stablecoins as well as cryptocurrencies in general, because the protocol has been designed to be able to tolerate volatile collateral as well. So definitely it's within our next steps to move away from centralized collateral and adopt more and more decentralized stables, as well as some other relatively stable cryptos like RIVE, for instance. So yeah, definitely moving towards that direction.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm really excited about that opportunity just because, there's always going to be a cohort of people who think that an algo-backed stablecoin won't work. So I just think it'd be really huge to have kind of like a Frax stablecoin that actually is backed 100% by decentralized collateral. So thanks for answering all my questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Stay on the stage, please. Don't leave. Can I call you Martin?
Yeah. My name's actually Sam, but you can call me Sam or Martin. Either one works.
Oh, I see. Where are you based?
I am in Columbus, Ohio. I work on the research side of things at Blockworks.
Oh, really? Okay. We would love to welcome you, like have a meetup in New York City anytime, because we're thinking about hosting a stablecoin theme meetup based in New York City to, host whoever interested in not only in our stablecoin, but the overall stablecoin industry. And I'll let you know when it's live so you can come visit us. We'll meet up in person if you like, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please do. That sounds great. I've been meaning to go out and visit the team in New York because that's where our office is. So please keep me posted there. I'd love to meet you guys.
No problem. Thank you for the questions.
Sam, will you be at permissionless?
Yes, sir, I will be. Are you going to be there?
We're sponsored.
Yeah, we're looking to sponsor. So.
Oh, no way. I probably should have known that. I'm not on the event side of things, so I don't pay as close of attention, but that'd be great. I would love to see you guys down there in Florida too.
Amazing. Yeah, and of course, anyone in the audience, please reach out. Like, we do a lot of traveling as a team. So anytime you want to meet in person, kind of learn what we're doing or just kind of hang out, yeah, don't hesitate to reach out.
Yep, drinks on us.
I'm holding you to that.
Okay, let's move on. Next question from a friend from Argentina. Being from a country with the second most higher inflation besides Venezuela, do you think this first auto-yield stablecoin can help people living in this kind of situation? In that case, how do you think South Americans can adopt this kind of tokens? Thank you and best of luck. Thank you so much. This is a great question. I think if Nico Joe, Alec, you're not going to take it. I can take this one because I used to live in Africa for a while, and they suffer from a lot of financial incapabilities, and that is one of the reasons that I had this very big blueprint starting like 2-3 years ago to found this project by elevating people's financial well-beings through blockchain technology. And I think we're heading that direction firmly and steadily. So yeah, definitely lifting the financial well-beings for people in not only Argentina but around the world is definitely one of my visions of my life. It's not only my vision, it's feel like my life goal. So I think by educating people in South Americans how to use crypto and also how to make our DApp website very user-friendly can be the first step. So thank you for the questions. Next question, when will be listed on more exchanges? We already covered that. Brendan said, what are your thoughts on cross-chain and feasibility of it in the future? I know multi-chain recently had some issues with Wormhole. Ada, would you like to take this one?
Yeah, I first want to just point something out that's very important, though, something that we're doing from a strategy perspective. We're going to try to prove product market fit first in the Arbitrum ecosystem. So we're going to incentivize different use cases and basically run experiments and find, which one resonates the most with the user base on Arbitrum. So as we go cross-chain, we already have a way to bootstrap liquidity and economic activity as we enter those ecosystems. And my final comment on the multi-chain thing is we're looking to do a native deployment in each respective ecosystem. So the end user who, say, is passionate about Avalanche does not have to subject themselves to the risks of Arbitrum or the risks of the bridge. So we are working toward native deployments in each respective ecosystem. And, that native deployment would warrant integrations with DApps, DEXs, and partners on each of those layer 1 ecosystems as well. So that's really how we're thinking about the cross-chain plan. And we'll be, publishing more technical details as we finalize them in the coming weeks.
Thank you. Next question from Intrepid. First, can you give an estimate range on expected auto yield from holding USDs? Nico just covered that. Can you give some insight into the 50% of the token allocation that is going to Treasury and Foundation? Will there be transparency on how funds, especially Foundation funds, are and will be used? Who would like to take this one?
Well, I can introduce the idea. Just it's very important to note that both of those budgets are under a strict 4-year vesting schedule. So on that 4-year vesting schedule, it's not possible to spend any of the tokens that are invested. So they're vested in a linear manner over a 4-year period, which I believe begins in March. So that means, as we pass over the governing power to the DAO, that's going to be one of the primary responsibilities of veSPA holders and governors of the protocol. They have quite a hefty responsibility to manage this token flow and allocate it in a way that is, going to align incentives with all stakeholders in the community and ultimately grow the demand for USDS. So it's going to be a large lift. And from the DAO side of things, it'll be 100% transparent, considering everything will be on chain. Sperax's only role in that process is, participating in the public discourse and proposing things. We would not have the final ability to say approve of a proposal. It would be up to veSPA voters. When it comes to the foundation, that pool of tokens is particularly, reserved for continued contribution and growth of the ecosystem. So we'll have our own grant mechanism, built into the foundation. And then we'll also manage things that are required, like in the meat space, like legal defense and stuff that's more kind of nuanced and requires physical entities. All of the tokens for the foundation are reserved for that type of activity. And it will also be transparent, but it won't necessarily be all on chain via votes like the DAO will be. We'll do likely weekly or monthly reports, transparency reports of, where these tokens are going, how many are vested, and of course, we'll welcome community discourse with throughout that whole process.
Got it. Thank you, Alec. Next question. This is a great question. Do you have plans to integrate with other Arbitrum native protocols such as GMX? For instance, using USDs as a collateral asset in a GLP bundle. Alec?
Yeah, great idea. We're already well into that conversation with GMX. We love the GMX community. And the only thing that we're waiting on is a Chainlink price feed. But what we could see in the shorter term is some partnerships around some of their new products. And I can't say too much, but we're very excited to continue to work with GMX and launch some products together.
Got it. Okay. Next question, another one from Brandon. How do I settle up and use my SDL tokens that I got from the farm? Alec?
Yeah, so you can learn more about the SDL token from their recent blog post like 6 weeks ago. But the reason you can't actually get your SDL yet is they're still under a lock, which can be lifted via governance vote, I believe, as soon as like next week. But their community has voted to keep those tokens locked. They'll be unlocked in the coming weeks, I guess is the key takeaway.
Thank you. Next question is nasty. How do you plan to balance the centralized nature of a fiat on-ramp with the decentralized nature of USDS? I think this is quite high level from a philosophical point, is that we're always balancing centralized feature and decentralized feature in a human society. Not only in China or the US, it's all about balancing, disregard of the ideology. So what we are trying to do is trying to implement the decentralized features as much as possible while maintaining the stability and security. So that will make the centralized feature quite inevitable. But as setting out the foundation, some of this fiat on ramp, for instance, is one of the process that cannot be ignored. But as I mentioned earlier about the token allocation, for instance, all of the major decisions in the future will be totally through the community, through DAO, to governance, through forum. It's not up to the Sperax Foundation to decide. So I guess I hope I answered that question well. And do you guys have anything to add on?
Yeah, I guess I just view the fiat on ramp as like nothing but a benefit for those users that are comfortable doing things like KYC compliant transactions. For that user, it's just like a great on ramp and a great mechanism to kind of acquire assets on Arbitrum. If the user is savvy enough and cares enough about decentralization, they probably won't be one to pay the 3% to use a fiat on ramp anyway. So for that end user who's just really trying to just capture some passive income thanks to auto yields, they'll probably be the one that uses a fiat on ramp. And the fact that it's, KYC probably isn't too much of an issue for that user. The issue that cares about the user that cares deeply about KYC and privacy, they'll just get their capital to Arbitrum a different way.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Manatee USDS. Oh, thank you for the name. This is great. Thank you for the support. Do we have a timeline to when your Sperax would accept censorship-resistant proof-of-work coins like BTC or ETH or even KDA? Or for the soft shell, but it's a great technology as collateral for USDS. I think Nico covered the question about decentralizing our collaterals in the future already, so I'm gonna skip this one. And
yeah, just to give a brief answer, the DAO, the DAO governance system will be ready in about 2 months, and as soon as that's out, pretty much all SPA stakers will be able to either submit a proposal or vote on different collateral choices. So, I know that as a SPA holder, I'll be proposing and voting for some decentralized collaterals in the really near future, and everyone in the community can also do the same. So it will be open to discussion, and SPA stakers will decide.
thank you. I think the last question is from Brendan. Any plans you had use USDS as a borrowable, landable asset on 100 Finance on Arbitrum? Alec, do you have an answer to this?
Yeah, I just talked with the 100 Finance team. We're just at the point now where I'm kind of pitching them on the benefits for both ecosystems. So that conversation has already begun.
Sounds great. if that is all of the questions, let's pick the AMA winners right now before we hold this conversation a little bit longer. So I will start with picking Intrepid today as one of the winners, and Joe and actually if we only have 3 winners, I guess Nico, Joe, and Ali, we can each pick one.
I'll just pick Sam. I mean, I like his suggestion on try to. I mean, now we have SPA USDS farm as holders, means stakers, right? How they can participate in the veSPA. We need to think about it. I really like this question.
Okay. What is the name of the handle again?
I think Sam Martin, right? I think
Yeah. I got it. Okay. Who's next?
I'll pick Intrepid user,
Okay.
the guy who asked about the transparency of how treasury funds are going to be used. I love this type of questions, so that's going to be my pick.
Thank you, Alec. Alec, can you hear us? We need your pick.
I don't know. Maybe I guess he's busy talking to people. I guess Frida, you can pick for him.
Yeah, sure. I will pick Jean Drito, the friend from Argentina. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. See you next week.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye bye.